There's something that I've always wanted to do. I know they say to chase your dreams, but I've never really wanted to face the emotion that comes with it. I've known what I wanted to do for so long. But for one reason or another, I'd given up on it countless times, but still the lingering thought remains. What if I just went for it? I don't talk about this a lot, but I think a big part of it is the pain that's always surfaced when I think about my dream. But I've always known where I wanted to go, and this is the journey of how I was to achieve it. This is where it all began. I was a 16-year-old in high school, and I joined the video team at my church for a large production that we do every year. I don't remember how I realized this, but it was during this time that I had fallen in love with film. Maybe it's something about the camaraderie of being on set, or the artistry of putting a video together, but there's just something about the process that I loved, and I knew I wanted to be a full-time filmmaker. I went on to lead the video team in my senior year, and I can't even describe the excitement I felt with the people on set, and then seeing everyone experience what we've made together on the screen. I guess there's a sense of validation when a large group of people tell you they like what you've made, and I think that fueled my passion even more. As a graduation gift, one of my counselors from fellowship wrote a note to me, and the last line of the note said, "Maybe one day I'll see your works on the big screen." And that line always stuck with me. I had no clue whether I'd ever make it, but it really meant a lot that someone saw potential in me, while also putting a huge expectation on what I would achieve in the time to come. But then reality hit. My parents were against me going into the arts. I was young, and I didn't understand why they wouldn't let me go into the one thing that I wanted to do. I'd be lying if I said that it doesn't still pain me to this day that the people who were meant to support me didn't. I think a lot of the thoughts and feelings I have towards this dream now stems from the hurt that I felt during this time. That the resistance translated to me as though I was unloved and misunderstood. Now that I'm older, I understand, but in the moment I only harbored resentment and anger towards them. I remember many tearful conversations where my parents tried to convince me otherwise, but I knew what I wanted and it didn't make sense to do anything else. I think all this also made me doubt the support other people gave me, because I knew the stakes didn't affect them, while craving genuine support I didn't know where to find. It was time to apply to university, and I applied to some creative media options and some business options. I was rejected to the programs that I really wanted to be in, and beyond the rejections, I think it also made me question my skills, and it validated what my parents thought were true. But out of the options I did have, I went with arts and business at Waterloo. So I went to university in the middle of a small town away from my family. To be honest, these were some of the hardest years of my life. I didn't know what I was doing, and I quickly realized that I didn't like my program. I knew I wanted to switch out, but film was out of the picture because my parents were against it, and I didn't want to face the emotional turmoil I just went through again. Now, I just wanted something stable that I could also enjoy doing. I wanted to be at peace with my parents, and I just wanted to graduate and get a stable job and maybe figure things out from there. I felt so lost and confused, and I wasn't sure what to do next. But I ended up trying a bunch of different programs, and I started realizing what I liked and didn't like. After switching around many times, I finally set my mind on a program. So I switched into computer science. I was now in a reputable program, though I felt really incompetent, but at least I was doing work that I found exciting. Although this isn't what I originally had in mind, I actually enjoyed the work I was doing. School was really tough, but somehow what felt like tripping over my own feet brought me closer to the finish line. After 6 long years, I was finally at a place where my parents approved of me and were proud of me, and I was finally at peace with the work I was doing. And during this time, though I thought I had given up on film, I was still creating. I made videos with friends, for the school, for social media, for local theaters. I graduated with a computer science degree and started working full-time shortly after, and I was doing creative things on the side. I felt like I was finally at a good place in life with a stable income while still doing things I enjoyed. The perfect balance I needed. But it didn't take long for me to feel indifferent about my work. Maybe enjoy was an overstatement for work that I was just okay with doing for income. The lingering thought of pursuing film was still there, and I started watching a lot more content that reignited my passion for film. So I had a new plan. I'd work hard in my tech job to earn money until I could pursue film. So for months I studied hard in hopes to get a higher paying job, and I finally landed an interview for a prestigious company. For the months leading up to it, I spent every day studying coding questions in preparation. I remember feeling so exhausted and dreading using my free time to study how to code, but mentally this was what I needed to accomplish my plan. So when I didn't get the job, I kept applying to other companies, but eventually I gave up. Nothing was working out, and honestly I didn't really know where to go from here. I felt really stuck, and I kept describing this part of my life as though feeling like I was a hamster running on a wheel. That I kept doing things and felt like I was going nowhere. It was around this time that I also discovered a lot more Asian content. And for the first time in my life, I found content that I really related to and loved. There's just a special kind of power to say that a film can move your emotions like that. With things not working out, this also gave me more time to think about why I wanted to create. It was beyond being tasked with having to create a video for someone else. I now wanted to create with a meaningful purpose. What did it even mean to create good art? There's a line from a drama that I watched that really stuck with me. When a man was asked whether he achieved his dream, he said, "If you fail to live your dream, it doesn't mean you're a failure. And I don't think living your dream means you succeeded either." I think that gave me a lot of comfort, that though I hadn't achieved my dream, it didn't mean that I had failed in life or that I was a failure. That maybe along the way we've made choices and sacrifices for things that meant more to us. And I think I'm at peace with knowing that these things that I went through have a greater purpose. It doesn't take much to get going. It only takes a few people to encourage and see the potential within you. I'm infinitely grateful for those who have pushed me to create when I had nothing within me and only hesitated because of the pain that pursuing my passion brought about. And it's brought me here, creating these videos for you who's watching. Even if the steps are small, I hope that they'll be constant and that someday I'll look back and see the progress I've made. I still have people telling me that I'm not creative enough or that I'm bad at storytelling, but I hope that this humbles me to practice my craft and to learn from others. That I've been given all these experiences, whether positive or negative, so that I have greater stories to tell of the experiences of humanity. I've always had big plans and big dreams for what I want to do and where I want to go, but I now see that I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, and life often doesn't go according to my plan. A lot of twists and turns have somehow led me to the same place again, wanting to pursue film, but a necessary path I had to take for the experience and clearer vision. And sometimes just knowing the next step is enough, and to work at that next step to the best of our ability. This is a story that God has authored, infinitely better than mine, and I hope that you'll stick around as I share more in the future. If you've made it till here, I'm so grateful for your support.